Yo! Tom Fiddzy here with my review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 6. I can't believe we're already on episode 6. The second Marvel series on Disney Plus is complete. It is going extremely quickly. I haven't watched the episode yet. I'm literally about to press play, but I thought first of all I'd just share some of my thoughts going into the final. I can see that it's only 52 minutes, which has me a little bit worried. It's shorter than the last episode. And my main concern going into this episode is that I wasn't a big fan of the WandaVision final. I felt like the WandaVision final crammed too much into it. You know, it crammed so much into it, they didn't really have time to resolve anything and spent a lot of time just having like flying wizard battles. I'm expecting this episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier to be very action heavy. And I'm worried that they're not going to have enough time, especially when it's less minutes. They're not going to have enough time to wrap everything up because there is a lot still to wrap up. The only thing that's really been kind of wrapped up is Zemo, who's now sitting in the raft ready for his own little side story, probably at some point, the Thunderbolts, I'm guessing. So yeah, a lot of characters still to wrap up. The Falcon, the Winter Soldier, John Walker, Carter, the Power Broker, so much stuff still to go into. I hope that they have enough time to do it all. Let's find out right now because I'm about to press play. I do still have the wish that it either starts or ends with it called Captain America and the White Wolf. Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Almost, not quite the White Wolf, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. They did it at the end, just what I was hoping for. And maybe should be, as somebody said in the background in this, Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Because we see the new Captain America, Sam, in this, and he's not just Captain America, he's still got the Falcon wings, he's still got the essence of the character that we was introduced at the beginning, mixed with the Steve Rogers Captain America stuff. You can see that I'm smiling. Why am I smiling? Because this was a good end, I thought. Much better than the WandaVision final. I think it wrapped things up pretty nicely and set up quite a lot. It wasn't like WandaVision where you had White Vision and then he just like fucked off, you know, he just disappeared off the screen. You know, I feel like a lot of the stuff here was a little bit more resolved and left open for future stories and stuff, you know. Things were booked end nicely, whereas like in WandaVision, you know, Darcy just like disappeared and stuff. They talked about it off screen and stuff like that. So I felt like it wrapped it up a lot better. The action was very good. Sam was excellent. His Captain America debut was fantastic. He gave that awesome speech, a speech that should be played to actual world leaders, to actual people in power. Take note, record it, play it to them people, because it made very good points. What an introduction to the new Captain America. I think Steve would be proud. We didn't get a cameo. I was hoping at the end of the credits. There was an end credit scene or mid-credit scene. Spoilers for that in a little bit. But we didn't get to see Steve, which was disappointing. I'm sure maybe he was watching and he was proud off screen. We saw Isaiah Bradley watching and he was proud in the end. That was a really nice touch. Talk about that a little bit more in a second. I do always wonder what happened with Captain America after, you know, he gave the shield to Sam. You know, in Endgame it just cut away. Did the conversation carry on? Did he die? Did he just die of old age there? Did he slowly get up and like hobble off? Like, it must have been really awkward. I want to see the rest of that scene just to find out what happened to him. Because people are talking like he's dead, and some people think he's on the moon. Like, did he die? Did he? We never find out. Anyway, yeah, Sam's introduction as Captain America was great. I love how he just had a very, you know, kept true to his morals when he was fighting Carly. He was like, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you. And then she was like, stay down. And he stood up just like Steve Rogers, standing up to the bullies. Always, you know, but this time he wasn't going to fight, but he still stood up, helping out people that are in need. He's got Red Wing back, and Red Wing is once again being the little murderous bird robot. You know, Red Wing does the killing, and Captain America Sam does the saving. And he did, he did a good thing. He picked up her body, even though she was a bad guy, and she took it to the ambulance. He saved all of the other ones as well, the one that was in the river. Unfortunately, they did all die in the end anyway. Zemo and his butler had a say in that. I'm glad that Zemo got that little win at the end. It's good that he still has like a little bit of power and influence, and he's in the raft. We see him chilling in the raft. He seems to be doing all right, getting ready for his inevitable return in the Thunderbolts. And then Sam, he came down and he did that great speech, and he talked about why he wants to wear the stars and stripes. And I thought that was very good, a very powerful scene. I just thought it was a fantastic introduction to a new Captain America in a new age. Well done to Sam. And I loved at the end where he took Isaiah Bradley to the Captain America Museum, and he'd made a little place. When the statue came into shot, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit emotional. I was like, that is awesome. Well done, Sam. You won a lot of people over in the MCU universe. You won me over as you being Captain America. I theorize that you are probably going to start training up the Young Avengers. That's my theory, because we've got a lot of Young Avengers, kind of kicking around now. So that's kind of what I'm going to predict. He's very much going to become the new leader of the group. I love that Bucky is still there with him, kind of like now his version of Falcon, in a way. He's Sam's now Captain America, and he's kind of got his new sidekick in the form of the Winter Soldier, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, as it said at the end there. The fights. Let's talk about the fights. The fights were good. I'm glad that John Walker came back and redeemed himself in a way. He came back. You could see he's still conflicted in his mind. When it came to it, he was actually doing the right thing, and he was helping, and he was trying to be Captain America. I do feel like at the end, though, he finally becomes US agent with that mysterious Val. Don't call her Val. And then he's like, I'm back. Yes. And he's happy, and you're happy for him. But then you're like, well, you're wearing like the stars and stripes, but as he says, it's the same but black. And he's US agent, so I think he's going to be used. I don't think he's going to be a straight up bad guy, but I think he's going to be someone that's going to be easily manipulated and used. And I'm not going to lie, I'm generally interested now in where US Agent is going to go. I thought it was a great character. I know a lot of people were out there hating his character. I mean, you were meant to hate him as Captain America, but I think he had a really good plot throughout Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I generally thought it was a really good character. So stop hating on the actor. The actor did a fantastic job. And I'm generally excited to see him return as US Agent and see where that goes. Definitely going to get into like some kind of underworld stuff with that character. And speaking of underworld stuff, Sharon Carter is, the power broker. And let's be honest, everyone knew that. Who cares? At the end, she gets a pardon. And she's like, I'm still the power broker. I'm still a bad guy. I'm going to get like all of this tech and stuff into villains' hands. So I don't really care. Who cares about that character? But what I do care about is the fact that she is now going to be getting that tech onto the streets, basically, into the hands of the villains, We won't just have villains like Batroc the Leaper, who's dead. Batroc the Leaper joins the heroes that are dead, but villains that are dead, sorry. But she's going to be putting the weapons down into the villains. So we won't have to have just generic bad guys. Bad guys can now start getting this tech. We can get more vultures, we can get Spider-Man villains and stuff like that, that's going to be generally very, very interesting. We could see more stuff with like AIM and stuff, getting more tech maybe, and who knows what else? Who knows where else this could lead to? But I think that's actually quite exciting. But her character, okay, that was an alright reveal. I still find it hard to believe though, that she's fallen this far, that she's gone this corrupted, even though she was still helping. I mean, helping for her own cause and stuff. But okay, fine. I mean, Sam's going to take that very hard when he finds out. I'm hoping that there's going to be a second series of this. There's definitely a lot of room for second series with US Agent, with Power Broker, and stuff like that. So Isaiah Bradley's still being around, and his nephew, is it? His nephew or grandson. So there's still so much potential. Obviously, Baron Zemo is gonna come back at some point too, and Val. So yeah, I'm hoping for a second series. I'm sure it's probably gonna lead into like New Avengers crossover, something like that. But probably next time we'll see Sam will be maybe in the next Avengers film if he doesn't pop up at the end, kind of Samuel Jackson style at the end of things like the new Iron Man series, whatever it's called. Oh, I forget what it's called. Ironheart, is it? Or Ms. Marvel probably appear at the end, like I want to recruit you kind of thing. I'm building a team. What else is there to talk about? Let's actually talk about some of the actual fights. My favourite moment was, by the way, yeah, I have just watched it, so this is all coming to the top of my head as it enters my brain. My favourite moment was when, in the fights, was when Bucky just like, poof, grabbed that like steel like rod, just like, boom, quick reactions, grabbed it. I thought his fights were really cool. The stuff with the helicopter was kind of cool. Very convenient that there was another helicopter pilot in the helicopter. But the way Sam dealt with that was very cool. Great to see him using the shield in conjunction with his wings. When did he have time to train that? I like that he's also like putting in all of the flips there, even when they're not necessarily necessary. He's more of a Backdrop the Leaper than Backdrop the Leaper was. And interesting as well that the shield is still super inconsistent. It can deflect a helicopter, but it can't stop a chair. You know, we've seen that shield slice things in half. We saw it slice a person in half, and it can't slice a plastic chair in half when it gets thrown, when Backdrop kicks it at him. So the inconsistent shield is still super inconsistent, but whatever. There were some cool moments with it. His final attack on that helicopter with the shield was pretty awesome. We got to see John Walker's shield in this, and it didn't deflect at all. It just, boom, hit, fell on the floor. I thought that was really funny. And yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty fantastic. Nice, good wrap up. Set stuff up for the future, but didn't like just kind of leave it hanging. You know, you kind of know where each of the characters are now, and you can speculate on where they're going to go. Unlike with White Vision, where he literally just disappeared, and Darcy, who just disappeared and stuff. So much better conclusion than WandaVision. Overall, I think the series was pretty good. Great setup for the characters. Great journey for both the Falcon, who ended up being Captain America, and the Winter Soldier, who's still keeping the Winter Soldier name. I'm interested in that. I'm guessing just to remind himself that that's who he was, you know, or kind of like taking the alias back in a way. I'm surprised he didn't actually take White Wolf in the end. So yeah, I think this series is generally awesome, and I really hope that they do make a second series. I'm excited to see where this character goes forward. I'm really happy about Sam as Captain America. I thought he looked awesome in the suit with the wings. It was a great touch. And I like the fact that as well, you know, he mentioned, you know, he hasn't got any superpowers, he's just doing the job because he wants to, and he thinks that it's the right thing, and he's going to do it for as long as people need help, and he feels like it's the right thing to do, and he's not going to like pick sides. He's going to pick the side that's right. He's not listening to, is he even really Captain America? Because he's not really taking orders from them. You know, he was telling them off in this episode. Captain World, Captain Planet. There you go, Captain Planet, Captain Earth. Yeah, great stuff. I'm very excited for the Loki series, which is next. A little bit of a gap, a little bit of a break. We got the Bad Batch Star Wars, big Star Wars guy, so I'm going to be watching that. Hey, maybe I'll throw up some reviews of that as well. Not sure yet. Maybe take a little break, don't know. But also got Shang-Chi coming out as well. That trailer was pretty good. I'm not like massive into my Shang-Chi lore, don't really know too much about it, so I'm like mildly hyped. There are other movies like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness that I think are a little bit more my thing, but it does look good. It very much reminds me of like a kind of an old school like Jackie Chan Kung Fu movie, you know, especially when he was like fighting in the train, and it was like great, like high end, like martial arts, mixed in with some good physical comedy where he was like grabbing the person like by the braces as they were falling out, and then like putting on his jacket and stuff, and like, making it look smart and stuff. So it was giving me good nostalgia that it will be like a classic old school like kung fu movie, which is what I really hope, because I miss those films. So that would be really cool if they very much keep it in that style. There was some like kind of like, here's back in the olden days, but I'm sure like a big war. I'm sure that's going to be a very small scene at the start. Maybe that's just mostly there to give the trailers some variety. I don't expect we're going to spend much in that time period, kind of like with Thor Ragnarok, with like you saw in the trailers like Valkyrie versus Hela, and it was literally like that one scene. But yeah, Shang-Chi looks good, so lots of great Marvel to look forward to. I absolutely cannot wait for the Loki series. Out of like the original three that we got coming up, that was the one that I'm most excited for. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so far, that end, good one, 10 out of 10.